Good morning. I just read the book of Jonah. I'm in the garage today because Jackie's still sleeping, so my office is not here. And so I started the book of Jonah, first chapter, and Jonah is running from a command of God, a command to go to Nineveh. And he goes to Tarshish. Well, he gets on a boat. He doesn't get there. He falls asleep, deep sleep, and then a storm comes. And the sailors wake him up and say, well, why are you still sleeping? You know we're all going to die. And they cast lots, which is kind of a random way of deciding on a person. You know, like rolling dice or something. And Jonah comes up. And they ask him who he is and where he's from. And he says he's Hebrew. And they realize that, you know, he's the real God. And he's the one causing all this. And they say, what should we do? And he says, throw me overboard. And that's an aspect of the story I had never heard before, his command to throw him overboard. I don't know if he was repentant, like, oh, I deserve to be thrown overboard, or if he was just still trying to run from God. I don't think it was that. I think he was just, I think he felt like he messed up, and the only way to save the other men was for him to go overboard. But God then sends the great fish to swallow him for 3 days and 3 nights. What I realize now is that actually God saved him with the fish, because that storm probably would have killed him, you know. So that fish probably saved his life, so God actually took pity on him with the fish. At the same time, the fish drops him off, you know, where he's supposed to be. And Jesus referred to those 3 days and nights in the whale like a sign of him. He's a sign of the prophet Jonah, because Jesus spent 3 days, 3 nights buried before he rose again. So that's kind of cool. But really, something to keep in mind here is how the effect that Jonah's plight had on the other men. And when people see us struggling and they see the impact God has on our lives, they'll turn to him. So from this chapter, I think we can see a call to be transparent with others. Like, this is my faith, this is who I am. And when God blesses us, put it on him. When we've messed up and God's punishing us, put it on him. Just so they could see that God is in charge of your life. They could see God's role in all of this and come to him. Transparency, I think, is huge. And it helped these sailors. I mean, Jonah hid it at first, but eventually he told them. And these sailors came to know God. They came to worship God.